Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about two spices and one herb that you can use to bring in money in law of attraction work or magical work, and showing you a spell to do to help you do just that, bring in that money. It's a good way to start the year. So happy new year everybody. This is my first video for the year. We're going to be talking about herbs such as basil and the spices cinnamon and ginger. I'll give you a little bit of information about why we use those herbs, as well as the candles that I'm using and then the spell. But before we do, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. I am the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, magic, and shadow work, as well as tarot, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to become a better spellcaster, I have a free PDF. It's called the Spellcaster Checklist. It gives you basically a checklist of questions there for you to answer to help you get more focused on what you're doing, why you're doing it, so that you can actually become more successful at your spell work. And you can use that to help with this spell that we're doing now. So the link to that is in the description field below this video. You can also work one-on-one with me when it comes to shadow work or coaching of any kind related to shadow work or Wicca and witchcraft, as well as there's many courses that I also have. You can look at those in the description field below this video as well. So one of the most prominent herbs that you're going to find in a lot of magic with money is ginger. Ginger is a wonderful herb to work with. It is a herb that is associated with the planet Mars. It has a very fiery energy, and that's why we use it in money magic, because it is associated with money, it's associated with success, particularly business success. And so it can really help fire things up for you in bringing that money to you. It's a money attractor, and it's also a herb of a spice of power as well. So with money does come more power, as in you have more power over your life, you have more freedom over your life, you have more choices when you have more money. So that also can help invigorate you in a sense of feeling more economically powerful over your life. The other spice is cinnamon. Cinnamon is also quite fiery. It's a very energizing spice. It has a lot of vitality to it. So what it can do is it can help you become more productive. If you've got creative ideas that might be coming in because of the spell, the cinnamon helps with the productivity and getting you actually doing stuff to help that money come through. Magic needs a physical channel to come through, so if you do have a lot of creative ideas, then the cinnamon can help with you having that energy and vitality to doing the things that you may need to do in order for that money to be able to flow on into you. And the herb that we're using is basil. Basil is a herb of luck. It's a herb of protection. It's also a calming herb too, so it can help calm you down in relation to any worries that you may have about money. And it can help boost the other two spices as well and boost your money. So have a think about your money situation. Ideally what you would like. Is there an amount of money that you particularly would like or feel that you need? Or do you just generally want to feel more abundant, to feel more prosperous, and allow the money to come in for your greater good and allow yourself to attract the amount that is actually needed to you in a little bit more of a sense of surrender, rather than saying, I want this fixed amount. You can go either way with magic. You can be specific about the amount you want, or you can go general. It still works. I've had the experience of both working, so it still works either way. So I'm going to show you the spell, and hopefully you will enjoy it and it will bring you in that money and that prosperity that you're wanting. So what I've got here is a green chime candle. These are a smaller candle. You can use a taper candle. You may see some people using thicker candles. The thicker the base, of course, the easier it is to balance the candle, so it makes it safer. But what's good about the smaller or the shorter candles is that they don't take as long to burn down as a bigger candle will. And so if you need to watch your candle for, fire protection, for example, then the chime candles or the smaller spell candles are a good way to go, and they're just as effective. I've tried both the longer taper candles. They used to be the go-to candles for me because that's all I could get. And then I started using the smaller candles, and as I got used to them, I found that they're just as effective. Okay, so size doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to candles. The magic's coming from you. It's not actually coming from the candle. And what the candle is doing is it's symbolizing the money because it's green, and we associate money with the color green and the element of earth because earth is where we get our resources from. And the flame is what carries the spell. So you focus your intention into the flame, into the candle, and as it burns down, you can imagine it carrying your intention out into the universe. So the first thing you can do is to feel into the energy, okay? And think about, while you're holding your spell candle, between the palms of your hands, what it would feel like to have the money that you want to have. So for this example of this spell, I'm going to say, do a spell for $5,000, okay? So as I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that $5,000, how it's going to feel to have that extra $5,000, and just feeling into that, and you can just roll the candle between the palms of your hand just to put your energy into the candle. And just feel into what it feels like to have that extra money, what you're going to be doing with it. See yourself spending it, however you're spending it, and doing whatever you're doing with it as you're putting that energy into your candle. The next thing is to get your herbs together. So what I also use when I'm rolling my candle in the herbs is some oil. I've got here some olive oil. You can use cooking oil. And because I'm wanting to draw money to me, I'm going to anoint the candle from the tip of the candle right down to the end of the candle. This is one way of anointing a candle. You will see that I do other ways of anointing a candle in some of my other videos. Okay, and once that is nice and oily, you can then pour your herbs onto a piece of paper, herbs and spices, because you're going to roll the candle in those herbs and spices. So I've got here the cinnamon for energizing me, for productivity, ginger for money, success, prosperity and wealth, basil for good luck, protection, and boosting my money flow. Then you're going to roll the candle towards you because you're wanting to bring that money towards you. So you roll it in the herbs towards you. Okay, and you can roll it a few times. 3 times is good. We often talk about 3 times 3, even using that in the spell. And what I'm doing in this spell is I'm using a little dish that I'm going to put the candle in, and I've put the amount of money on a piece of paper here. So I'm putting the piece of paper with the amount of money at the base of the candle, and then I'm going to place it in a bowl that is heat proof for safety. So this is I often put my candles, my spell candles, in this bowl, so I'm just placing a little holder there. If you want to get your candle more sticky on the bottom, you can just roll it over the flame from another candle just to melt the wax a bit so it will stick more to the surface. You want to make sure that you are definitely working with fireproof area because the Candle can, of course, easily get knocked over, so you don't want to be setting anything alight. That's why I'm using a bowl to put my candle in. If you don't have a bowl or something to put your candle in, make sure that you're using a tile or something that if the candle does fall over, it's not going to catch a light to anything. Preferably use a candle holder that's going to keep your candle nice and snug if you are putting it on top of a paper petition, so that if it does fall over, it's not actually going to set that alight, because in this particular case, the petition's actually going down the base, and I'm going to place the candle on top of that. You can put the petition actually under the candle holder rather than putting it under the candle if you're worried about fire at all. Okay, so I'm going to place the candle and I'm probably going to have to just, with the flame, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a little wet on the bottom there so that it will stick. And then I'm thinking about my intention again, what it feels like to have that extra money. And you can say a spell, so there's a chant that you could say as you light the candle. Money, money comes to me in abundance 3 times 3. Riches, wealth, prosperity within and without me. And then feel into, once again, what that feels like, what you're doing with it. See it, hear it, touch it, taste it, smell it. You can chant the amount. $5,000 is mine. $5,000 comes to me. $5,000 is mine, $5,000 comes to me. An extra $5,000 comes to me. $5,000 comes to me. And repeat that over and over and over again until you're tired of repeating it, essentially. Get into it, enjoy it. You don't have to feel overwhelming emotions. All you have to do is feel that the magic is happening and that you already have that money and it's already doing what you want to do with it, and have that as your feeling. Okay, and see that intention through the flame going out into the universe. Allow the candle to burn down safely, so if that means you need to be around to watch it burn down, or you could move it into a shower or a bathtub or a sink or somewhere that's a little bit more safe. It really depends on how you feel about, fire safety. You want to make sure there's, no pets or children around who are going to go and knock it over. But once you've finished with your spell, you could knock 3 times on your altar to say that the spell is done. And then go and do something fun, okay? Something that you enjoy, go watch some kitten videos on YouTube or some sort of comedy or just something that you enjoy doing so that you can keep that high vibe energy. Now, I do teach spell work in the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, which is my 12-month course on Wicca and witchcraft. It is especially there for soulful witches who do want to connect with, your spiritual roots, reach your full potential, consciously create your life full of joy and peace and magic without the confusion and the self-doubt getting in the way. So if you do want to learn witchcraft with me, there's a link in the description field below this video. If you do want to obtain some of the green spell candles, I have got links in the description field below this video for where you can get these candles on Amazon. So go down and have a look at those if you're wanting to get those green spell candles. I've got 2 different types in there, one with a thin base and one with a thicker base. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.